All right, Eileen, we are live, although they can't see us yet. We are hidden behind the...
We are hidden.
We're
Lovely.
hiding.
We're hiding from you. Hide and go seek.
Yeah.
Yeah. So try and find us if you can.
We're right there. We're between the P and the P.
Oh, can you see us? You can't see us, can you?
Just right there. It's just really...
We're just right there. Seriously.
You got to just use a little bit of imagination.
Mm-hmm. Or go to the eye doctor.
We should probably all do that anyway.
I know. I did. I didn't have that many changes, thank God. But once upon a time, all I had was nearsightedness. But now, multifocal situations as you get older.
Same.
I hate that though, because like contacts are more expensive. You have to get them multifocal.
Well, I can't use contacts.
You can't.
What?
Dry eyes?
No, I can't touch my eye. I can't.
It's okay. It's a phobia. Okay.
But the thing that gets me is I've got the multifocal lenses, but I also have I'm really easily motion sick.
Oh,
so
okay. So
I've had the glasses for almost a year, and I can't get used to wearing them because every time I change between one focal length and the other, it gives me that little warpy feel, and it like turns my stomach.
Oh no!
Yeah,
that sucks.
It's kind of the worst.
So. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Luckily,
well, you could just wear. Well, no. I guess you could just have two glasses.
Well, if I'm sitting on my desk and I'm sitting, monitor's length, everything is perfectly crisp and clear. It's fine.
Okay.
It's closer than that or further than that, and I'm screwed. But monitor length, I'm fine. So that's why you never see me wearing them for recordings and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
gotcha.
like that arm's length distance is perfect for me. Anything else, and it starts straining my eyeballs.
Yeah.
All right, we got 22 people in here listening to us jabber about how we can't see.
Hey, guys. Yeah, we can't see. You guys can't see us. Try and find... No, we will show ourselves at some point. I just realized I as I was talking to you, I pulled out my iPad and I'm like, wait, where's my pencil? Where's my pencil? This is the first time it's here in the house. I just don't know where. It could be in the bedroom. It could be in the living room.
Is it a Pencil Pro?
Not well.
Then it's got Find My on it.
No, not the latest. It's old.
Oh, see, I have the latest. Well, you can see. They can't see.
They can't see. So I know it's here somewhere. And if anything, then maybe if I can't find it, I bet Seven can, and he'll bite it. But whatever. He's pretty good about things and not biting. Like that phase, I think, is kind of over. This morning, he and I were walking around. This morning, he and I had him help me just run errands around the house. Like, oh, let me put this away. Come follow me here. Come follow me here. And, I bought a few little plushies from Japan. I've got Snoopy. I got a Pokemon. And I got another Pokemon, which I don't remember the name. But my niece was very adamant about me getting one. So they're sitting on my couch that's next to my desk here that I'm recording on right now. He just went over there and sniffed. He's like, He didn't try to grab them. Like before, he might have tried to grab them. He did lick the Pokemon.
He's just cataloging for later. All right, I'm going to go ahead and drop the curtain so that people can actually see this. There we are.
Yeah, let me show you my little plushies here. So this is the Pokemon that he licked this morning.
Okay. It's like mouth size. That's a bite size for him.
Yeah, it's a little like like a little charm you put on your bag. It's really cute. And then this is the... I am so sorry, I don't remember the name of this Pokemon character, but
it's not on the tag. Oh, you have to be in Japanese, right?
You have to read in Japanese. Anyway, my niece knows them all, and she was like, "Oh, Tita, I think you'll want this one." I was like, "Okay." So I have this, and then I need to take him out of the bag, but I got Snoopy also. Snoopy's such a big deal everywhere, especially in Japan. I'll take him out right now.
Nicholas C says the first one was Pikachu. Yeah, that's the only one we all know.
That's not the... Yeah, I know Pikachu. Pikachu is who I play on Pokemon Go. I play Pokemon Go, and that's my character. Anyway, there we go, Snoopy. I was like, I remember I was talking with my sister when we were about to buy this. I'm like, oh, I remember I used to have my Snoopy plushie. I don't even know what happened to that. And then she looked at me. She's like, I think we still have it. It's like in deep storage. I was like, oh, but it's so old. Anyway, this is my upgraded Snoopy from Japan.
Is he corduroy?
Yeah, he's kind of corduroy. Look at that.
Yeah.
And then I got a box of. It was like a Snoopy chocolate store. So I got some chocolates with Snoopy, and it was like buy the Snoopy, get the chocolate for free. It was like, okay,
or did you buy the chocolate, get the Snoopy for free? Like,
yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what, but it was really good. So.
And here's where my Apple Pencil stays.
I know it usually. Okay, here, hold on. I got plushie. Yeah. Oh wait, I forgot one other major plushie. Sorry.
Uh-oh.
This is Marshall from Animal Crossing. I am a huge Animal Crossing guy. So we went into the Nintendo store, obviously for Pokemon and whatever, but there was an Animal Crossing section. I was like, I have never seen an Animal Crossing section in my life. And this was the only character available that I actually had in my town. Like Marshall lives in my town. So I was going to get Marshall. Anyway, if you know Animal Crossing, this is Marshall. He's a grumpy guy.
Nicholas C says, is it Toxel? Is the other Pokemon Toxel?
That doesn't seem like the name I remember.
Yeah, it looks a little off to me, but I don't know.
I don't remember that being the name. I don't remember that she said that. So
could be. Oh no, maybe it's a evolution of. I don't.
It looks like Toxel.
This is why I couldn't. That's why I can't Pokemon.
There's so many. I mean, I just know the basics, right?
Now we have to know though. Now we have to.
Okay, hold on.
Hold it up.
Oh, okay.
Somebody
gonna take a picture and do the I'm
gonna see. There we go.
I don't think it's Toxel though, because look, it's got red. I should know this. I should probably just call my sister. Who is this again? Ask me.
Yeah.
Wait. Hold on.
I don't know.
Hold on. How to find image.
This went from the Apple Vision show to the Find the Pokemons show.
I know.
Isn't there a Pokédex I can look at? Pokédex. Isn't that a thing?
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, cookies. Get rid of your cookies. Let's see here. This is just loading them up randomly, I think. No, it's in number order. See if there's a number on there, because you might be able to find the number, even if you can't read the name.
Well, I have to translate it.
Well, sometimes the numbers are on those tags are like, just in.
Actually, here, why don't I just do Google Translate really quick? Hold on. Oh, hello. Let me see.
This is too hard.
Zora.
Zoura.
Zoura. Zora.
Zoura. Didn't find it.
Really? That's what it says here. Well, maybe it's like translated wrong. You know how sometimes the translation on here is not exactly spelled correctly? Yeah. Everybody here, I guess.
Zorua. Oh, maybe I'm just spelling it wrong.
Zorua. Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, there she is, or he.
570. Okay. Man, I'd have been scrolling for a while.
So what is the? Okay, give me the characteristics.
Let's see. We got its type is dark, and weaknesses are fighting, bug, and fairy.
Oh, it's a fairy. Okay.
It's a tricky fox, is what it is.
Fox. Okay.
And it has the abilities of illusion. They can be male or female. They weigh 27 pounds, which means you were just like hefting that thing, man. You were She-Ra right now. You're just rocking it out.
Ooh.
And they're 2'4" tall, which means you were gigantic, Eileen.
Whoa! Has it evolved from something else, or no?
It changes into forms of others to surprise them. Apparently, it often transforms into a silent child.
Is this an Eevee evolution? Do we know?
I don't know. It doesn't show. Okay. No, this would be the base. The base.
Okay.
Yeah, because then it transforms into this.
Oh wow!
Whew. It's a lot stronger. All right.
I didn't even think it was a fairy. Wow, that's amazing. All right. Oh, cute. Anyway, Sora. I like. I remember saying to my niece, "Oh yes, I like foxes, like the fox in general, you know." And so anyway, this is very cool. Thanks everybody for joining us
on this week's episode of Who's That Pokemon?
I know, seriously. This is for, the elders and like trying to find out who is this Pokemon. Let's go. Without using Google image search, how do you do it? Who is it? Like what? I don't know.
Yeah.
There's so many. So when I was I was in Japan, I did play Pokemon Go, and I captured some new Pokemon. I'm like, did they just make these new? Did they just make some of them up now? Like, they had to add to the Pokédex because it's like, well, we've run out.
Here's a newsflash for you, Eileen. They made all of them up.
Oh, I know that, but like, did they add more since? I don't know, the last when did Pokemon Go start? It started in like 20. Oh my God, it's been a while. 2016.
Well, originally only had like 78, right? Only had the original run.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Like they've added, like, did they create more since then? You know what I mean? Yeah. They must have.
2016, so he says.
Okay. So yeah, I started playing then, and I remember, but like when I was in Japan, I was catching all of these new Pokemon. I'm like, what is this? Like, okay, cool. And never knew these existed.
One cool thing about the game is you go to a different area and you'll find completely different Pokemon.
Yeah, exactly. And I like to save them too. Like if I start to try and trade them, or I go, wait, where did I get this? Oh, I got this from Japan. I'm not going to trade this one because I want to say. I want to see it say captured in Japan or whatever. What do they say? Yeah. Caught in the wild, city, that kind of thing. So anyway, that was the plushies and Japan. Exactly. The original set of Pokemon decades ago was maybe 100. Okay. Yeah. There's thousands, it feels like, right? All the evolutions plus more.
150. There were 150 original. 151.
Oh, okay. Originally. Okay.
Mew was 151.
Oh, Mew's got like a huge case in the Pokemon Center. Maybe those of you have seen it online.
And then Ketsuban never got a number, so it's actually 152.
Oh, okay.
That's all the Generation 1 from 1996, according to the Wikipedias.
See, look, can you see? This is one of the Pokemon centers. This is in Kyoto.
Yeah.
Pretty cool, life size. And then where is Mew? I had one of Mew. Where is he? Oh. Look at that.
Oh, cool.
In the case, and it's like in water.
We're on we have 9 generations of Pokemons so far.
We do. Wow, okay. Then there's like a Tokyo train station Pokemon. The prettiest one is the one in Kyoto, which is where is she? When you're supposed to be able to just do a name search Pokemon, and everything Pokemon related should pop up. Well, this one didn't. I'm looking for something.
So I was looking at it as I was scrolling down through the current generation. There's around 1,000. I was like, man, they should just stop it right at 1,000. And they didn't. So I continued, and I was like, man, they should stop it at 1024 because that's a good binary number. No, there's currently 1,025 Pokemons.
Oh, that many, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Well. That's why I keep catching him. I mean, I don't play this game every day, And certainly even in Tokyo, I didn't play it all the time, but or Kyoto.
I say 1025, but there's not all the numbers match up perfectly. So there's likely more than that, but the official count here on the Wikipedia is 1025.
1025. Okay. Let's see. Oh, here she is. Yeah, this Pikachu. Look at that.
Oh, that's
in
cute.
The Kyoto Center. Yeah. And then there were actual, it's obviously we're in Japan, so you're going to find Pokemon this, Pokemon that, like so food, snacks, whatever.
Are Shisa dogs? Are they pretty popular on mainland Japan?
What?
Because I know on Okinawa they're all over the place.
What dogs?
Shisa dogs.
What are Shisa dogs?
Let's see if I can find them. Yeah, these right here. Let me share my screen again.
Okay.
These are Shisa dogs. These right here.
Oh, I think I've seen some. Yeah.
So the meaning behind it is I don't remember which one's which. I'm not going to try to research it right now, but one of them has his mouth open, I think, to welcome good spirits, and the other one has his mouth closed to scare away bad spirits, or vice versa.
Oh.
And you put them on either side of an entryway, and it's supposed to protect your home or your property. Usually they're on gates, like you have like a torii gate. They'll have Shisa dogs instead of a torii gate on some properties. We had them when we rented a place in Okinawa downtown. We had a brick wall around the entire property. And there's at the gate, the only entrance into the property, you had Shisa dogs on either side of the gate there. So I didn't know if these are all over the place in Okinawa. I didn't know if they were popular in mainland Japan because I didn't spend a lot of time there.
Think I saw some. I don't. Maybe I thought they were the fox, but it was them. I don't really remember. I didn't take many. We didn't do a ton of temples this time around. Let's see. But we were here.
I guess it is. It does.
See, I think there's thing. Yeah. See, this is what I saw this a lot, but it's a fox. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, got you.
Pretty sure this is a fox. Oh, can you see it? There we go.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. These are almost always shown broadside with their head turned towards you. So I don't know that I've ever seen any that are like directly face on.
Here's a dragon. Oh, see the dragon. Oh, wait, what am I doing? Don't look at me. Look at this.
There you go. There it is. There it is. Oh, yeah, that's
Year
cool.
of the Dragon. Like I said, we didn't go to too many temples and shrines this time, but we did a few. That's, like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So where I lived was just outside Torii Station, which is an Army signal intelligence area.
Oh.
So I would ride my bike, leave my little 2-bedroom house, ride down the hill a little bit to go to the Torii Station. Of course, there's a Torii gate at Torii Station, and ride through Torii Station out the back side of Torii Station up to like Gate 4 of Kadena Air Base, and then ride in from there around the perimeter road to my job, and that's how I would get to work every day.
Okay.
Back when I was sub 300 pounds. Back in the day when I weighed like 195 pounds soaking wet. Oh, here's Sarah.
Hi.
Sarah.
95 pounds soaking wet.
I was 190. I weighed 195 pounds, or 195 pounds soaking wet.
Oh, okay.
Back in 2000 to 2004, when I was riding my bike to work every day on Okinawa, Japan.
So it goes. Hello,
Yep.
Eileen. Welcome
Hello,
back.
Sarah. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's good to be back. Good to
Yeah.
be back in this, 85
right.
degree weather that we're having.
I know. Oh, gosh. It's going to be worse tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I see.
We got snow the last 3 days in a row.
I want snow.
It's not sticking, like it melts before the day really starts, but like this morning, every morning, the last 3 mornings, we've had snow like covering our cars.
That sounds
Wow.
so great. I
And
mean,
now, so we've had our first spring. We're waiting for a second spring to kick in.
second spring, kind of like second dinner.
Yeah, fourth breakfast. Yep.
Fourth breakfast.
We're just having ongoing summer here for the rest of the year.
Of eternity. Yeah.
It's true. Yeah, it's it's not great. Like, okay, so what is it right now? At my house, it's 81.
35.
And the high is 81, so it's only going to go down from here. I mean, that's not the end of the world. But boy, when it says 97.
Whoa. Hot, hot, hot.
And it's only April 10th. What is happening? I thought we were supposed to talk about this in June.
I know. Well, it might get a little bit cooler next week. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
It is supposed to actually cool off quite a bit. So there you go.
I still don't trust it.
But yes, even though Amos, I know that having snow is a whole thing. You know, I think about it and I'm just like, oh, that sounds so cool and wonderful.
So I have a tradition where as soon as it hits 50 degrees, I open up every window in the house and just let the winter air evacuate the house and get fresh air in the house. I know it's probably fine either way, but it's like my own little superstition. Like as soon as it hits 50 degrees, I open up the whole house.
Oh, I'm with you on that.
Just flush the winter air out, just it's like I was on the verge of that 3 times last week. We got to 49 and I'm hard set at 50. Like 50 is for whatever reason in my brain, 50 is where I'm willing to pay the extra heat bill for a couple days, but 49 is like too much. And we never got it. We hit 49 3 days in a row last week, and this week we're topping off at 38 degrees with snow overnight. So yeah, that's where we're at.
So it goes.
But meanwhile, we've now switched past the equinox, so days are like forever long. It doesn't get dark until like 11 o'clock at night. Oh. Like we're already at that point. It's like, oh my gosh, this is too.
Wait, isn't the equinox in June?
No, the equinox is in March. Solstice is in June.
Oh, right. Yeah, I got those. Yeah. Strike that reverse.
But yeah, it's I don't know. I never get used to it up here in Alaska. As much as I like to say that I'm used to it, I'm never used to it. It always surprises me every year.
Yeah. A friend's mom. This is very non sequitur, Amos, but friend's mom was like, she and her husband want to, go somewhere new every year. And he was like, I want to go to Alaska. And she was like, it seems really cold. I'm like, I mean, if
Late
you do
August.
depending on, make it your own, right? Like if you do like
August.
a cruise of Alaska, I think you're going to be pretty warm on the boat.
But if you're going to come to Alaska, come in late August.
Late August. I will tell them that.
It's still warm enough from the summer where you're getting decent, it's decently warm. You're not going to be cold. You still got plenty of daylight, but it still gets dark enough at night for the southerners to get some sleep. And you have a better chance at seeing the northern lights in late August, early September than you do pretty much any other time of the year because of the weather and the lights.
See, I always thought that
Late
was more like
August.
a winter thing.
It is, but a lot of times in the winter you have clouds and it's overcast. So in late August, early September, it's still summer enough that you're not getting clouds every night. So you got a better chance. That's the best time to come to Alaska is late August, early September.
There you go.
Right.
So
good to know.
Good to know. Good to know. All right. Well,
for those that wonder, that is based on my 8 years of living here.
I mean, you would know. I mean, certainly more than me. I've never even been to Alaska, which is criminal.
Same.
Let's all go. Let's all
all go.
If only someone up here had a room that had plenty of beds that could fit like 5 people and plenty of space and a couple extra cars and like, if only.
Okay. I'm in. I'm in. Yeah. No, that truly, everybody who has, that I know who's ever gone to Alaska and just came back just like, wow, how majestic. Wow.
Yeah.
You have no idea what's going on up there. It's like really, really beautiful. So there you go. All right. Well, shall we do an Apple focus show?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Seems like a lot.
I know. It's crazy.
It's been a long day. I don't know if I'm up for this.
It's been a couple weeks, but we are back, baby. All right. I'll count myself in and we'll go ahead and get this started. In 3, 2. Welcome back to Apple Vision Show, the show that is all things Apple, where we break down Apple products, how they affect our lives, and what we want in the future. Eileen Rivera, thank you so much for coming back. I missed you so much.
I missed you too, Sarah. It's good to be back. It's good to be back home. Japan was great. I used my iPhone every day for transit. There's something called the Suica card, and you just put it in your Apple Wallet, and you just tap things. The Suica card, and their emblem here is a penguin. And yeah, you can load it. You load it. It says add money. Literally add it from your own Apple account, and then you just tap things. You could buy things at the convenience store, but I use it a lot for transit, like the subway and the bus. And yeah, you always know your balance. You could see here how much I have left. And you could also see where I used it at various train stations. Kyoto, you can't really see, it's blurry, but I use it at various train stations for like $2 here and there.
So beyond transit, I mean, what is it? Kind of a transit thing, or do you use it for other things?
Convenience stores, food. Sometimes you could, or vending machines, although it didn't work for me on vending machines for whatever reason. I always had ccoins. I don't know if there's something because they knew it was a US card, or you have to have a specific Suica card, which this is a more foreign, card. Obviously I have it on my US iPhone. And we never really looked into it. It was more like, oh, I can't use my Suica card. Okay. You got cash. You got cash. But
we need a burrito at this Japanese 7-Eleven.
Well, and that is one of the biggest things to do is go to 7-Eleven. We did almost every morning and every night. Like there's always something you want to try because there's just so many different kinds of food. And absolutely, you can use your Suica card there to pay for things. And even in various stores, you could pay for things. Oftentimes, I didn't use my Suica card. I was just kind of like thought about it as transport and convenience store. And if I went to a store, I'd pull out my actual credit card. It was dumb. You didn't have to do that. But it's very valuable to be able to use that and, not have to, because in Korea is different. Like you can't use your wallet. You have to, have cash or have a specific card. But it was very easy in Japan.
That surprises me. I mean, in Korea, having to have cash. I mean, well, I feel like everyone's like, no one uses cash anymore.
Well, you can use your credit card. And also if I had properly set up my Samsung phone, which I didn't, that would have been the phone to use and tap all over the place. Right. I generally use my iPhone most, and I was able to get a eSIM card, but it didn't mean that I had a card for transit. I had to have a physical card to take with me to use on the transit or whatnot. And it wasn't easy to load that card in Korea. You had to get actual money from Korea. Hopefully it didn't always work. Your credit card or your bank card could work at the ATM. It didn't work at all ATMs. Whereas in Japan, I could just load the Suica card left and right and it would be fine. Like it's coming from my own, Apple credit card. So it was a tiny bit smoother in Japan, which was great. So yeah, that was my experience. I used it every day and it worked like a charm. So
Well, yeah, for anybody who was sort of like, where y'all been? Eileen and her family were traveling in Japan for the last couple of weeks, and yeah, I was very interested to see, what you would come back with, because especially in Japan, of all places, I mean, technology always at the forefront, right? So you're like, what was new? What was interesting? What surprised you?
Pokemon was like, well, that's my niece's addiction is Pokemon. So we got some Pokemon stuffies. So the latest craze, this is not really technology related, but from what I understand, this is the latest craze, which is capsule toys, where you put coins in and you turn the knob and it's like, oh, I get a prize, right? But every capsule toy machine was themed, and it could be anything. It could be food related. It could be character related.
What are you putting into the capsule?
Coins. Putting into to get the capsule, you're just putting coins in. Okay. You're putting money. Yeah. So this is a replica of a juice
That's so
of
cute.
a strawberry peach juice, and you can just put it. A lot of people just kind of put it on their purse and let it hang in their purse. Like I could do it here. Let me show you. Sorry, those of you who are not watching on
well,
video.
It's a good reason to watch our video stream.
You could clip it onto your purse and let it hang, right?
Yeah.
And then, but also, they're like, Tom got a Denny's breakfast. I don't know. It's hard to explain the Denny's breakfast, but yeah, he went into the Denny's.
I saw something about this.
Capsule toy, and then I went into like a makeup. One of the popular makeup brands of theirs called Can Make in Japan. And I got this like fake powder, look, it's fake, but it's like a little toy.
It's fake?
It's fake. It's not real.
What?
I know.
I mean,
this only costs like $2.
Want it to be actual powder. I would.
I know,
anyway.
but this was like only $2, right? So, and who knows how long this has been sitting in that capsule? It probably, I don't know how long
they wanted somebody expired. To buy it.
Anyway, the cute things are like that. I don't know. Let me see. It was cherry blossom season, so there were a lot more people there than normal. But coffee is also a big thing in Japan. Like the coffee culture is very strong. And I don't know. I usually just go for the food and lots of ramen.
I mean, yeah,
lots of.
You can't go wrong.
Cannot go wrong. I'm probably missing something really big about Japan, but like I was like focused on capsule toys. I don't know why. It's just fun to run around with your niece and
cute.
Find capsule toys.
It's so cute. I'm glad you guys got to see the cherry blossoms, because the only time I've been to Japan was in 2010. I think 2009. No, 2010, and it was in April. And it was cray cray. I was like, I've never seen such a beautiful sight in my life. And I know the fam was sort of like, well, we might be on like the shoulder season of the blossoms. Yeah. I mean, they're pretty nice.
Yeah, we actually got to Tokyo and it was beautiful weather. It was like 70s, 75. I was like, whoa. But the blooms hadn't quite bloomed all over the place. Like, you could see them. You could see them coming. There was some trees that had them, and it was beautiful, sunny. As soon as we left, they started to bloom, and then Tokyo got drenched. There were storms, and so people actually couldn't really enjoy them soon after we left.
So you kind of dodged a bullet, I guess.
We did, but then when we ended up in Kyoto, like a week later, we were able to see them in full bloom, and it was still going. Meaning, like there were still some parts of Kyoto that hadn't bloomed yet, but it was gray. It was overcast, so you don't get that beautiful sunlight. Like really peering into them, but it was still gorgeous. You can't look at them and think they're not as dazzling just because the sun isn't out. So we did get 100%. To see them in Kyoto. So we were very, very, very lucky.
Well, we're glad you're back, Eileen. We missed you very much.
Thank you.
So and and thanks for the on the ground here's how I used Apple during my trip situation. But looking forward, we are only, April 10th as of this recording, but WWDC, which happens every year, Apple's developer event, is happening June 9th through the 13th. We don't know exactly if there's going to be, I don't know, a bunch of surprises, but we know that iOS 19 is going to be a big part of it. Apple Intelligence should probably be a big part of iOS 19. We've got, iPad 19 as well, and perhaps certain advantages to the tvOS and Vision OS as well. I don't know. I don't know, Eileen. I don't know what I'm really looking forward to. Not that I'm not looking forward to the announcement. I'm just sort of like, the whole idea is that iOS 19 is going to get a new look. So I'm like, what's the look?
What is the look?
All right, let me, I look at my home screen right now. Yeah. I do a fair amount of just kind of the home apps, and I've got my weather, I've got my Apple Health widgets up top, which we have been able to do for years now. But I'm like, what do we do differently? Yeah. And this is sort of a thing that I always feel about these sorts of like, ooh, we're doing an overhaul. And I'm like, well, that's exciting, but like, don't change it because I like how things are going right now. But that's what we always say before we get the thing that we might like better.
Yeah, I know a couple weeks ago we talked about sort of what we could expect, and it feels like it's, I don't know if it's powerful changes or more design aesthetic changes, because it sounds like they want to make everything more uniform, but uniform via the Vision Pro OS, right? So everything's going to look a little bit more different, maybe act a little bit more different as it relates to Vision OS, so that they have this common thread through all of the products, the iPad, the Mac, the iPhone, TV, even watch. I've seen a lot of like, well, this is what it could look like on your watch with Vision OS, and I'm like, I don't really understand. I'm not sure I understand. I think I'm definitely one of those. I have to like feel it and see it. I don't need conceptual photos made by AI. Don't always work for me. But that's what everybody's talking about. It feels like everybody's talking about how the ways you use the menus and how you control your devices, things are going to be very reminiscent of that Vision OS. And if you don't have a Vision Pro, you don't even know what we're talking about, right? You're like, okay, what does that mean? What does that mean?
Yes. And that's the whole thing, is like the promise of like, it's going to be more like Vision OS. I mean, you and I, Eileen, maybe me more than you, because I've had, the Vision OS with myself for the last year. But somebody who's like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
That's not really helpful.
No, it doesn't mean anything at all. And so at this point, it's one of those like, well, I guess we'll just wait and see what you mean by this. If it looks good, if it feels good, great. But I don't know what that means, So
the idea that the Vision, okay, so if I'm thinking of it, and again, I'm spitballing here a little bit, but if I'm Apple and I'm like, all right, the Vision OS was an interesting product for developers. A lot of, kind of regular people were like, we don't get it. And now has been like dubbed a flop, right? A lot of people are like, oh, the Vision OS, didn't land with people. It's like, I still think that it wasn't supposed to land with Gen Pop. For anybody who, it was priced that way, right? But for anybody who's like, yeah, like, what's that all about? The whole idea of Vision OS being more integrated with, iOS, iPad OS, that is somewhat confusing to me. But at the same time, it's like, that makes sense for Apple. They should do that. Because whatever iteration of the next Vision OS, be it a, VR headset, goggles, whatever, the more that it feels like iOS, really, the better.
W Scottis 1 says, I'll keep beating this drum. I want Apple to do a rewrite of iPad OS with this next update. Hopefully they will with the quote unquote new design. I think you're going to get what you want finally. It sounds like it because this is the overhaul to lead all overhauls. Like if we are not completely knocked over our seats, if we are not shocked and in awe, it could be either bad shock or good shock. Like literally, if it's a boring update, we're gonna be like, "Are you serious?" Like it better be. I'd rather have polarizing, where it's like, "Oh my god, this is the best thing they've ever done. It totally changes the game," and then some people are like, "This sucks," rather than that's it, because that's what we feel we got right last year. Yeah. Was like, that's it.
The dramatic polarizing upgrades tend to stick better than the ones where we're like, oh, I guess this was just incremental.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody wants incremental. We had that last year, and it'll be very boring for anybody who A, covers Apple, or 2, uses Apple products, because it's like, come on, give me something amazing to see this time around. And so that's the promise. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't even know if that's the thing that we need the most, like a huge design update. Hopefully the operating system design is more or it just is better than what we could ever imagine. But if it's just like it you could do this like you could do with the Vision OS, I'm like, okay, like make it really enhance our lives, really like help us, not just give us don't just give us a new palette of color. Do not give us a new like, I don't need a new purple, I don't need a new pink color. Like give me there's many colors. There's a broad spectrum of all the colors in the world. Give me something game changing. That's what I hope. Yeah. But more than that, like we're still, and I know we'll talk about it later, but like the AI, today I asked Siri something. She's like, oh, do you need me to get ChatGPT to help? I'm like, well, I guess so, because you're not going to help me. Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the first, the first answer to the prompt that you you give, it's like, I guess so. Oh, it's like walking into a library and being like, do you have this book? And they're like, no, but what about that other library?
Exactly.
And you're like, okay. I mean, I just want the book.
Yeah. Can you just give me the book? Like, oh, I know what it was. I wanted to know if dogs can eat Persian cucumbers. First, I asked Siri, can dogs eat cucumbers? Which she said yes. And then I said, well, actually, can they eat Persian cucumbers? Because I just bought some yesterday and I'd like to share if I can. Yeah. And then that's when she was like, well, should I get ChatGPT to help us? I'm like, wait, you just answered the regular cucumber question. You really don't have it in your system to tell me about Persian cucumbers? So I said yes. And then the answer is yes. They can have, do it in moderation, get the seeds out. But yes, the answer is yes. Yeah. But why did I have to go to ChatGPT? It was a very just a nuanced change to the question, and she couldn't handle it. I was like, are you serious? So anyway, that is the kind of thing I shouldn't have to go to ChatGPT for.
Well, and Apple, touting the new Siri was, we're going to have integration with ChatGPT, which, okay, great, fine. Yeah. But there are some rumblings within internal Apple teams that the Siri team, which is going through a transition itself, some managerial shifts, a bit of a what's the game where you are sitting on chairs and you have to change the chairs? What's the name?
Oh, musical chairs.
Musical chairs. Thank you. Senior moment for me over here. But yes, a little bit of that going on, and yeah, I'm not sure. I hope going back to WWDC that there is something really great to be said about what is going on with Apple's Assistant, and the fact that people are like, is this even happening anymore? Like, what is going on behind the scenes? Because, a lot of very smart, capable people work at Apple. It's not like they're just, bleeping the bed, as it were. But yeah, there's probably more to this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Speaking of just crazy news lately, Apple. This was actually a article that I first saw on, I guess it was Reuters on April 7th. So we're recording this on April 10th. So just a few days ago, that Apple is reportedly flying in from India to the US, planes full of iPhones to dodge US tariffs. We've got a whole tariff thing going on in the U.S. right now. No matter where you live in the world, I'm sure you have heard about this or are following it to some extent. But yeah, so the Reuters actually updated the story today and said that, yes, again, this is according to sources, speaking to Reuters, that Apple secretly airlifted around 1.5 million iPhones, or 600 tons of iPhones, from India to the U.S. Again, this has a lot to do with tariffs and the fact that in China, the tariffs are higher than India. And again, this whole thing is unfolding hour by hour, if not minute by minute. Exactly. But the company, being Apple, reportedly ramped up production at its plant in Chennai, India, which is run by Foxconn, added extra shifts for workers there, and then even worked with authorities to speed up customs clearance. So I think it's something like, you need like 20 to 36 hours normally. And it and that got shaved off. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So there you go. We talked about this on DTNS Live on our show earlier today. Just the kind of the it feels like a movie, right?
It does.
This idea of like, all right, Apple's just going to like, where are they getting the planes? I don't know. They'll get them.
It's like Tom Cruise is Tim Cook, and he's like thinking about the stuff.
Yes, very Mission Impossible. Exactly. It's like, all right, we got the planes. Let's just load them up with iPhones. Just load them up. And even at that point, and again, this is reported information, but you've got what, like 1.5 million iPhones coming to the US. That's, if Apple is, selling iPhones the way that they want to sell iPhones, not going to last very long.
Yeah.
That's like a couple weeks on a good month.
Right. Right. And then what happens after that, and then what happens in September when the new iPhone comes out and say, again, everything is unfolding as we speak. There's not a lot of concrete answers, but there's a lot of speculation. There's people who are panic buying, right now, upgrading their phones to, avoid, potential skyrocketing prices for future products. I mean, again, I've been reading article after article on like, this is how much, like they're saying, that, some of these phones could be $13.99 for a 256 gigabyte phone. Like, seriously? Like, that is insane, but we're already at like 900.
That's, I mean, I just, even though I love my phone and I don't have, this is the 15, not the 16 Pro Max, but no, if you're going to charge me $1,400 for this phone, the next version in September, I can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't do
100%. 100%. Most people are just not going to upgrade. right? They're just going to be like, whatever I have now is what I have. I mean, I know I won't, if it doubles in price or even, hikes $300, $500 more. And that's what we're thinking. That's what's speculated, on how much more it could cost. So even if, I'm doing the monthly thing, the like subscription, I mean, I don't want it to be more than what I'm already paying monthly. Like that's a lot. So it's just there's a lot of uncertainty right now. I guess the point of this whole thing is there are a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot of articles that are like, well, this is what Apple needs to do. This is what, what people are actually thinking, or this is what we project could happen. But no one really knows yet. No one really knows. It's like every day the goalpost changes. Like, oh no, we're okay for 90 days. Oh, we're not okay today. Like I don't even know. I sometimes it's almost not worth keeping up on because you're just going to get like a really sore stomach, reading all of this. But unfortunately, we have to keep up on it because we're covering this stuff. So,
well, of course, yeah, and yes, I think your point of like if it doesn't matter right this second, then you can kind of just be like a sideline reporter and be like, all right, here's what's going on right now. For anybody who is and we're talking about iPhone specifically, but of course, lots of products coming from China, coming from a variety of places that end up in the U.S. We've got a whole tariff conversation that we're not going to get into right this second, but yeah, it does matter. It matters if you're like, oh man, I was just about to buy this thing and maybe I'm affected by this, or I was saving up to buy the new iPhone in September, and am I going to be affected by it? We don't know. Yeah, it's again pretty volatile situation right now.
Right, but one thing that we just wanted to let you know that we're aware of. We're keeping an eye on it. And, it's not something that I love to talk about all that. Like Sarah and I don't love talking about this stuff. We'd like to just talk about fun things and how the phone is helping us.
Yeah, welcome back from vacation, Eileen.
I know. Yeah. I come back and I'm like, whoa,
a lot of fun.
WWDC. And then tariffs. I was like, okay. Lots of things will be affected. But yeah, technology, it's a pretty expensive one to get affected. So.
Indeed. All right. Well, on that note, let's take a little break and we'll be back with you in just a few. So, Eileen, I mentioned a little bit earlier that there is chatter about the SIRI. You know what we're saying. We don't want to say it because people have gotten mad at us in the past about this. The team not being super cohesive. Yeah. There's actually a report from The Information that more than half a dozen former employees who worked at Apple's AI and machine learning group told The Information that it was poor leadership to blame for its problems with execution, citing an overly relaxed culture, as well as lack of ambition and appetite for taking risks when designing future versions of the assistant. Now, okay, at face value, you go, sounds like sour grapes. Sounds like there were employees who were like, some of these employees were enjoying benefits that I was not enjoying. It's been a while that I've been in a corporate environment, but I can smell it sometimes. But employees also reportedly referred to SIRI as a hot potato, continually passed between different teams with no significant improvements. There were also reportedly conflicts about higher pay, faster promotions, longer vacations, and shorter days for colleagues in that AI group. All right, so again, you can call it sour grapes. You can say, maybe this actually was going on and was not a great situation for other folks working at Apple. But man, the whole Siri team. I mean, what is happening in there?
Yeah, I mean, whether or not it did happen, something was going wrong with teamwork, period. There was no teamwork. There was just a lot of me, like you're getting this, I'm not getting this person's lazy, if this is all true. But that, it's very disappointing to hear. It's almost like that's one of the situations where like, okay, why did they even get this? Why did this team get this? Are they really the like, or, why was it moved on from team to team? Does nobody really understand, AI in the company enough? And so they're leaning on certain groups that have some kind of, knowledge, or is it just these people have other agendas that are more important, which is their own career path, and they can't really like lock it together to create a team to make some good, AI working in the phone, which is what everybody here, those of us, are complaining about. So if what would you do if you were Tim Cook? I feel like if I was Tim Cook, I'd be like, all right, delete these people. We're going to bring in people who really know what they're doing. And we're going to make them in charge, and we're going to give them what they need in order to get this done, and make sure that we hire all the right people, instead of handing it to people who probably had some other kind of work that they liked before. And you know how it is, like in a corporate culture, there is competitiveness. There is the like, I want to get promoted. There's, oh, why does so-and-so get more money than I do? And it's like, that can blind you.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if they've been with the company for a long time, and now they're just handed this project that maybe they don't really know anything about, or just don't have enough information about. So like, if I was Tim Cook, I'd be like, delete, bring in the new people at this point. That's easier said than done. There's a lot of HR issues that these, you have to, even because then these people might get another hot potato, item instead of AI, and they still would be disgruntled in a different way. They just wouldn't be reported on like this. So
exactly.
I don't know. What would you do if you were Tim Cook? If you heard about this going on?
Oh man,
like, what's going on with Siri?
I don't know. That's a job. I mean, even a lucrative job, yes, but also one that I don't think I would want. I don't
want that at all.
No, it doesn't sound fun. But yeah, going back to this, and again, this is anonymous people talking about culture inside of Apple. So grain of salt, of course, but this idea of like overly relaxed culture. It's like in Apple's like Death Star situation, right? Yeah. Like imagine like, oh, like Wing 13. That's the Siri group. They just like, they're just eating grapes and, just like talking about life and like watching movies. Like I love the idea that this team isn't working hard. I believe that all teams from the big tech companies, right, are working really, really hard, race to the top. You got OpenAI, you got Google, you got Apple, you've got Anthropic. I mean, the list goes on, and there's no way that the team, who is trying to make Apple's assistant the best version of itself, in the future. There's no way that everyone's just like, we don't care. Yeah, but maybe there's a management issue. Maybe that happens. That can derail things. I've been a manager and I've been under management where both are true.
Yeah. So then, if you're Tim Cook, then don't you delete the management? Start over. Well, if this is what's really happening,
probably do. Yeah. And there does seem to be some again musical chairs going on in management to kind of figure out that department. But yeah, the whole idea of like, what's the next version of Siri? Like what is it going to do? How is it going to, be like so much better? Amazon has the exact same problem with their assistant right now, where, we've got Alexa Plus that is I say that as I'm whispering because I'm trying not to wake up everybody's devices. Yeah. But yeah, this is not an Apple exclusive issue. But yeah. I do think that if Apple doesn't have something pretty cool to unveil in June, then people are going to really wonder what's going on.
Exactly. And then, if I were to support the management side, perhaps there's just too many changes in ChatGPT, and maybe they have intel on things that's going on, in the AI world that they can't implement, and they're waiting for things to get implemented in order to put it in play with SIRI. I think that world is constantly changing, as we know, technology and, building any kind of new tech, whether it be software product, things are changing in that world so fast. So perhaps there's just, an inability to kind of rein and focus in what's most important for Apple, because there's just too many distractions going on. Again, I'm not trying to backup management for lack of managerial issue, prowess, but there's stuff like that happens too, that just kind of, unfortunately could hurt any team, any team. But guess what? The best teams, they rise above all that. So
there you go. And not to go all management on everybody on this episode, but Eileen and I, both having been in middle management roles for years, it sometimes can be, it's not like, oh, I'm phoning it in as the manager because I don't care. It's like, no, I can't get the resources that I need. Yeah. Maybe I've got, some people on my team that I there's some problematic issues, or maybe I have a boss that's problematic. I mean, there are so many reasons that this sort of thing isn't just smooth sailing. Right. Sometimes it is, and that's great. But often it is not. And, the folks who are kind of getting the short end of the stick sometimes is that middle management team.
Yeah. And it's classic. It's a classic corporate issue. So, hopefully they rise above it and are able to deliver a product that's great in June, or otherwise, like you said, Sarah, we're going to be, we might be pointing some fingers. We might be like
some fingers.
We might be definitely not using a certain thing and using something else that already SIR is saying, do you need me to get ChatGPT? Yeah, bring it on. Bring me the thing that works.
Do it. Just tell me the answer. 2 + 2. My God. I'm just kidding. But okay. All right. So let's talk about fun stuff.
Yes.
So Murderbot, Eileen, we've got a trailer for Murderbot. I know that doesn't sound fun on the surface, everybody, but stick with us here. This is an Alexander Skarsgård vehicle where he is a bot who is trying to, I guess, from what I gleaned from the trailer, trying to grapple with, what do I do right and not right, because I'm not a human, but I have feelings, kind of thing. So this is fully in my wheelhouse.
Oh, that's good to know. I was surprised that it has more of a comedic tone than I thought it would.
Right,
I thought it would be a little bit darker.
You feel like it'd be so dystopian and
I thought it'd be like Blade Runner or something, Oh, no. It's not that at all. We've got, Vio from the bot himself. Listen, I think it's a beloved book series. And so if Apple TV Plus does it right, then this should be a hit. And based on the trailer, it's definitely more interesting than even I originally imagined. So you guys got to watch the trailer to understand what we're talking about. But, I think our last show, Sarah, we were both giving praise to Alexander Skarsgård. So we were both very excited that he's the lead. Yep. And I am not going to, this is one of those, I'm not going to look into, book notes or anything. Don't tell me. I'm just going to go in and experience it as a viewer, and maybe, read the book afterwards, or I guess there's several books, but
it's a series of novels by Martha Wells, The Murderbot Diaries.
I'm happy to just have the show open up the world.
Go in with a cleansed mind. This is actually, I watched the trailer because I knew we were going to talk about it today. Yeah. But I actually avoid trailers most of the time.
Oh, that's right.
Because I'm just I just want to go in and surprise me.
Yeah.
I don't even want to know what it's about. Show me what it's about, kind of thing.
Okay. Well, didn't it just give you this like, oh wow, I didn't think it was like that, and not that you didn't want to not you wanted to be surprised probably watching episode 1, but I don't know, in a way the trailer
it wasn't like it's like a spoiler type thing.
Exactly. Like I don't even know, when I watched the trailer I was like, I still don't know what's going on, but it looks fun and it doesn't matter. Like I
mean, it's called Murderbot. What's not fun about that? Okay. I'm watching that show.
Yeah. The first 2 episodes are going to drop on May 16th, so a month from now, and it'll be every Friday. So very, very excited about that. But before we end, Sarah, we briefly texted. It was the night before I left for Tokyo, and Severance aired its final episode of the season, and I was able to watch it before getting on that plane. You watched it. How do you just give me your scent, your feeling about
like my 1 to 2 line,
your emotional
on and
reaction
on about it,
right?
Yeah. My emotions have, I have control of them again, but I loved it. Loved it. And at the same time, I'm just like, this show is cray cray. Yeah. And I cannot wait for it to come back next season. As far as Apple TV Plus shows, we've got, so Severance. It's funny because if you don't watch Severance, you're like, God, just shut up about Severance, everybody.
Yeah.
Because it's like when you watch the show, it's so weird that you want to talk about it all the time. That's just how, things go.
Yeah.
And so you've got the folks who are like, who cares? Nobody even subscribes to Apple TV Plus. It's like, well, actually, sure, not Netflix numbers, but a lot of people do, and we like the show. And a variety of other shows. Murderbot, I'm looking forward to. Also, Eileen, Dope Thief.
Oh yeah,
don't know if you've started that, but I like it.
I watched the trailer because I'm okay to watch trailers, person. And I remember, and I was like, oh, okay, this looks pretty good.
Yeah, Paperboy from Atlanta, like it's like you've got some folks in there. So a friend of mine was like, oh, do you want to watch this? And I was like, oh yeah, I've never heard of it. So, and I didn't even know it was Apple TV Plus. I don't know. Okay. They were doing everything TV wise, and so we get through like, I don't know, like half of the first episode, and I'm like, this is an Apple TV Plus show? Because it is very, very rated R. I mean, I would say like rated RR. I mean, not like nudity kind of thing, but this is an adult show.
Okay.
And like almost to the point where I'm like, is this like, wow, Apple greenlit this? Because it's kind of, like you're like, wow, this is a lot of stuff is happening on this show. It's really good though.
Okay.
If you like The Wire, if you like Breaking Bad, that kind of stuff, it's like, this is the show for you. It's great. I love it.
Good to know. I heard good things about The Studio too with Seth Rogen.
Oh yeah,
and
also
I
funny, very funny.
Yeah. So looking forward to kind of jumping into those shows pretty soon now that I'm back. But you know what? I wanted to read a quote really quick one more time about Severance from our good friend Lamar Wilson. Now he posted this on Threads, so I think it's okay. It's public. Yeah. But he said, I just finished Severance season 2 finale. The selfishness at the end pissed me off. Can't wait for season 3.
Selfishness. Oh, yeah. I think I know what he means by that. Mm-hmm.
It depends on who you want
to win.
Him, to win, and who you want maybe him to end up with, I guess.
Well, yes. There's that.
So
there's that.
That's where I mean, actually
Mr.
spoken to Lamar.
I mean, come on. Like who doesn't like Mr. Milchick just dancing his hiney off? It's just the best. And Mr. Milchick, okay, I'm going off the rails a little bit here, but Mr. Milchick, not a very nice person.
No,
but you also root for him.
You do, and I keep waiting for him to do something different, right?
Yeah.
I keep waiting for him to get so frustrated that things change for him for the betterment of
Right.
the viewer, right?
Yeah.
Because like you said, you do appreciate him, but I also want to appreciate him more, and I'm waiting for something, and nothing's happened yet. So, and maybe it never will.
Hard to say. Hard to say
with the
yeah,
show.
Good show. I mean, truly, one of my friends who watches a lot of shows with me, and we differ on the kinds of shows that they like and I like, and they're kind of like, Severance. I mean, is it that good? And I'm like, yes, it is. It is so good. I want this in my veins every single week for the rest of my life because it's so weird and so unique. But again, everybody has different ideas.
Yeah,
I mean,
has different
again, like if my mom was like, "Should I watch Dope Thief?" I'd be like,
yeah,
maybe. I mean, give it a try, but like, I don't know. You might just not like it. It's a lot.
And sometimes you're not ready for a type of show. Like you're just at a point in your life
not
where you're
in the
like,
right
I can't.
mood or...
No, yeah, like but maybe 3 months later, you're like, oh, actually, I will watch it now. And they're like, oh my god, I don't know why I didn't. That has happened to me multiple times where I'm like, I can't believe I didn't start watching this sooner. But I'm here, So that could be you too. But I think with the general consensus of having really good reviews and a lot of people really behind the show, I think if you haven't picked it up, when you feel the right time, because you're ready for it, because it is weird and it is slow and it could lull you to sleep, because it has for me a few times if you're watching really late and you've just had a long day.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I'm like, all right, start from the beginning, because I definitely slept through this.
And it's not the show, it's me I am physically tired, and you have to give your full attention. And if it just has this,
you can't do like second screen stuff.
No, and it also has this like really calm mood, and it's an intense calm where either you could just be like, or you could just be like,
yeah. No, I know it. I get it. That's how I feel about The Pit, which is not an Apple TV Plus show. It's a HBO show, HBO Max, right? Or Max or Max Go,
whatever they call it,
whatever they're calling it now. But it's the same thing where I'm like, hospital drama and scene. It's not that like it's not interesting. I actually want to watch it, but there's something about it where I'm just like, it's a lot of talking and yelling and people walking, and I'm just sort of like, this is a lullaby of sorts. Which we're all
love
different.
it or you hate it. Yep, we are.
You love it or you hate it. Well, we hope that you love Apple Vision Show. And again, Eileen was out of town for the last couple of weeks, but we are back, episode 54 in the can. If you have any feedback on anything that we talk about on the show, if anything struck a chord with you, or you would like us to talk about something specific in a future episode, do send us an email. We would love to hear from you. feedback@applevisionshow.com. Well, Eileen, I hope that your jet lag is dissipated by now.
Slowly.
Having been back by for a couple of days.
It's getting there. I think coming home hits me harder than going.
Oh, really? I feel the opposite. I feel like going is like the worst, because I want to do so many things. Like get on the ground, and we're let's hit the town, and then for 3 days, if not more, I'm just like, I'm very tired. I don't know what to eat.
I think because I'm on adrenaline, I get this, overwhelming like surge of energy, and I am exhausted at the end of the day. But when I come home, it's like, oh, I don't have a new restaurant or new neighborhood to look at.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's fair.
And I'm like reliving and whatever. And so I'm kind of like, and then I realize like I'm still up. Why am I awake at 3 a.m.? Oh, okay. Maybe I'm still jet lagged.
Yeah.
But I'll get over it soon.
Well, we're happy you're back. And
Thank you.
To everybody, thank you for your patience. We're happy to have you back. And we'll be back doing it all next week. Until then, have a wonderful week, everybody. Episode 54 of Apple Vision Show in the can. And we'll see you next time.
Sayonara. I don't even think I ever said that. I always just said, oh my God, I'm blanking. Thank you.
Well, you came back from Japan. That feels apropos.
Sayonara. Sayonara. Oh, and then I never really said that to Japanese people. I would say arigato gozaimasu, arigato gozaimasu, and like I'd leave, bow quickly, that kind of thing. That's what I would do, but I don't even know if I really ever said sayonara. See you later.
Don't touch the mustache.
Don't touch the
mustache. Is that one of the things that you?
Do you touch the mustache?
It sounds like don't touch the mustache.
Did you have to learn that because people were like clawing at your mustache?
No, that's do you touch the mustache? I think is thank you in the form.
It is a form, yeah. Thank you, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
No,
but it sounds like don't touch the mustache. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's you're making a joke. Okay, I didn't get it. I thought I was like, you had to learn that because people were just like touching your mustache.
Oh my gosh.
No. Ichi knees without cheese. Ichi ni sanchi. That's how you count to 6.
Ichi ni sanchi go rokusichi hachi kujui.
Yeah.
Yeah. That I know. That's kind of it. That's all I can do. Count to 10. That's it.
I used to know a lot more than I know now. You lose it very quickly when you're not using it.
Yeah, that's true. That's very
not
true.
That I knew a lot to begin with.
So Amos, you like the pit, do you?
Love it. It feeds my ADHD perfectly.
But wait, you said you gave up on Severance, though.
I'm out. Done.
No Severance for Amos.
The message I sent as soon as I finished, because Brian, Tom, and I were supposed to record our wrap up of it for Cord Killers right after we watched it. Brian didn't watch it at the same time we did, so it got delayed. But the message I sent to him is, "All right, I'm done, and I'm done. I am out. I'm done."
Now, and this is having seen all episodes of the first 2 seasons.
Yes.
And you've had enough.
I'm done. I don't see how they're going to recover from where they are in a way that fulfills me personally. So.
Well, that's. I mean.
Do you feel the same as Lamar?
I don't either.
Do you feel the same as Lamar? Did you hear what I said about what
he
said?
I don't remember. What
Something
said,
about
though.
being selfish.
Oh, the selfish. Yeah. No, it's. Yeah. I like the ending of that episode. Where are they gonna go?
Well, and we don't.
You can't leave the building.
Don't want to spoil anything. Yeah. The selfishness. Yeah, I know, but
like they're not real people. Anyway.
You know what?
Yes, they are in a different way.
Nope.
I think I'm on your same side, Amos, but I'm hoping for some great resolution. I'm on the opposite end where I'm like, I think I feel the same as you and Lamar. And I literally was so angry. I'm like, how do you not do blah? And I said, I don't even remember what I said. And Tom, I said it, I blurted something kind of almost derogatory to the people in the building. And Tom looked at me. He's like, oh, you're one of those. I was like, what do you mean one of those?
Yeah.
It's as if I am.
What do you call him in? Any?
Yeah. Like I am anti-any or something, and I'm like, and I just said what you said, Amos, and he's like, oh yeah, you're one of those. I'm like, you don't think that innies are people. And I was like, well, maybe I don't.
I don't even think that matters as much as
let's not spoil things.
There's exactly one way to end that episode in which you are completely constrained to the maximum possible with future possibilities of how to carry the show.
Okay, I hadn't even thought that far, honestly.
And they
I
did
just
that.
took it for what it was.
They narrowed themselves into the smallest funnel for the next season.
Well, this is where they could surprise you, though, right? Good writing, good creative writing could get you out of this.
But they haven't actually surprised me since the first season.
Versus Helena.
Exactly. Yes.
There's all sorts of stuff going on.
There's some biological things that might be going on that throw in some.
There are definitely some biological things going on. That's for sure. But yeah, that's. I don't know.
Then you get the questions
so
of
sad. I want Severance to come back.
I don't think we're gonna get it for a while, though, right? Like it's gonna be. It's
not gonna be my favorite show. And trust me, it's like okay. So we watched The Pit. which that's not Apple TV Plus, but definitely enjoyed it. Doing the studio, which is fun. It really is. And then
it's so meta.
We've got
so
Dope
meta,
Thief, which is again, just know
what you're getting into.
Not for kids.
It's Apple TV Fringe.
It's a great show, but it's rated R. And then, oh gosh, what else? What the heck else is going on Apple TV Plus these days? There's something I'm forgetting.
Silo 2 just finished, right? Silo 3?
Yeah. Silo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever.
So there's
season,
that.
Yeah.
And then
I don't watch Shrinking, but some people told me that Shrinking was good.
I tried watching it.
Shrinking is.
I wasn't in the right mood.
Harrison Ford and
yeah. No,
and Jason whatever.
I didn't watch the whole series, but I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah, it was a mood for me. I just wasn't in the mood to watch it at the time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, everybody, I have to take the pupper out. It is 81 degrees here, which is not the worst thing in the world, but this is the type of weather where Eileen, I remember telling you about this last year, where like people will yell at me and be like, "Why are you taking your dog outside right now?" It's like, excuse.
He's got to go to the bathroom. Yeah.
Yeah, he has to pee, and he's well hydrated.
Also, like, you're not going to be out there for hours. No. You're not going to like sit there and make him like. No,
we're literally dodging the sun.
Also, either call animal control or get out of my life. Like, you're not talking to me is not changing my attitude about any of this. So,
and I mean, like I'm sure I do lots of things wrong in life, but I'm like, taking care of my dog is not one of those things. Like, we got this. Exactly. The dog has to pee. All right.
Oh, hey, you're right. It's a little warm out here. I should take my dog home before he has a chance to do his business.
Yeah. Thank you for screaming at me from your car.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your insightful
I really
wisdom.
Appreciate that. Yeah. I now have a totally different lease on life.
This is when I tell them they're number one, and I just continue out my way.
You're number one.
You're number one, man. Have a good life. Bye.
Yeah. I need to go upstairs to talk wedding plans with my daughter. So.
Oh my goodness! Your daughter's getting married.
July 5th.
Wow.
Oh, that is so awesome. All right. Well, do that. I'm gonna check on Sev and edit this show to post. So there you go.
There we go.
Well, thanks everybody for being with us. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
I should probably be ready to hit the button before this